questions to any of us.
Hi, I'm wondering what your thoughts are on labeling GMOs and products labeled.
Where are you asking?
Well, all of you.
I mean, I think it's pretty easy for me. I think it's fair to, if you want to know as a consumer whether or not something contains GMOs, why should it be labeled? And I mean, it's pretty clear the reason why it's sluggishly moving forward in terms of labeling, and that's because the people that hold power and money are the people that hold the sort of food system that's just saturated with GMOs, and they know that from consumer reports and all of these other surveys that if their same product now has a label that says GMO on it, that everyone's going to take a second and think twice about buying it. Whether you're for it or not, it's going to stop you and make you think about it, and they're scared about that. They're really, really scared about that. So that's why there's a huge energy push against it, other than maybe they think it's unfair for them to have to label it. But I personally think it should be labeled. No questions.
Do GMOs pose a serious health hazard to the public in general, or I just haven't heard an answer about GMOs?
You know, farming is science, and over the years, humans are quick to adapt new ideas that seem to be the cure. And what happens historically is that we jump on some new idea, and we decide that that's going to be better than anything that's happened before that. And 5 years later, we find out why it actually doesn't work, or what the downside is. And GMOs, the thing that bothers me about it as much as the genetically altered plant material is that a single private company owns the patent, and so they own our seed, they own our food. It's just crazy. It's crazy. You know, I was involved with the National Strawberry Growers Association, and we wanted genetic diversity in our strawberry plantings, and we finally got together and had a checkoff for all the nursery growers to put in money to keep a couple of researchers at Beltsville, Maryland, developing new cultivars of strawberries. And now I see in the apple business, the new cultivars are being bought up by consortiums that say, all right, we're going to own these varieties, and you have to pay a patent on it to plant them. It's crazy. I mean, this is not about health and welfare for the human race. It's all about business, and it's bad business.
And also, just because we had two questions about genetic engineering, just to sort of clear this up a little bit. GMO has become the popular term to talk about genetically engineered seeds, but all plants have been genetically modified over time through coevolution with humans. So it's a little bit of a confusing term. It's a popular term. So when people talk about GMOs, they're talking about GE, or genetically engineered seeds, which is a process of inserting genes into the genetic makeup of a seed that would normally never be there in nature. Whereas hybridizing, which is done quite frequently, is using the reproductive mechanisms of the plants, the way that they would work in nature, but sort of speeding up the process a bit through cross-pollination of two parent lines. Then you have open pollinated seeds and heirloom seeds. Those are the varieties that we can save seeds from, that we still have some independence in our gardens and in our farms. And that's all that we work with the Hudson Valley Seed Library. We don't work with anything that you can't save seeds from, and that you couldn't share with other people without any legal repercussions. And I think that's an important distinction. And then back to the question about health and genetic engineering, the issue is that instead of doing the studies up front, what are the impacts going to be of releasing these genetically engineered seeds out to farms and growing them? What are the environmental impacts going to be? What are the health impacts to ecosystems as well as humans? What are the impacts to the food industry? What are the reasons that we're genetically engineering seeds? Mostly it's about being able to spray more herbicides, and so no one really said we need to study all of the repercussions. What's the ripple effect of this? And it's interesting to see that a lot of other countries are sitting back, banning genetic engineering on their farms in their countries, and watching our country to see what are the consequences going to be before they make decisions about whether or not they can use genetically engineered seeds for their farming systems.
I mean, one thing that about all of this is that science is really good at directing me towards a single thing. And like what Ken is saying, I mean, there's just so many facets, and we mentioned all of these facets of what agriculture and food means. And when you focus on one thing, personal health, then you're losing sight of the whole picture. And this web of connections is really what the everyday consumer, I believe, should pay a lot more attention to, because it impacts you. It impacts the rest of the people in the world. So, think about the whole